Okay, ma'am.
And Shalini, she is the head of the Department of Academy, ma'am.
Oh, wonderful, ma'am.
Yeah.
It's indeed a pleasure to have you.
I'm feeling
You're so
very good
eager when
that
I told
to
that I will
host.
be with your
Uh,
institution.
I was so happy to be the one of the hosts for the where I studied. I felt very happy as soon as I heard.
Thanks, ma'am. Okay. So shall we start, ma'am? Already
Yes, ma'am, we are ready.
it's getting full.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
So very good evening,
Should we
everyone.
start, ma'am?
Yeah, Teachers' Day to all the teachers who have joined this last day. That is the 5th day of International Nutritional Webinar 2K22. So today after this lecture, we'll have a valedictory program also. So please stay tuned, and we want you for 1.5 hours right from now. Okay, starting we have Miss Yelepu Madhuri ma'am. She's the Senior Manager of Innovations Hub and Operations Nutrify today. And we also have Shalini ma'am who has joined along with her from Nutrify today. So before going ahead, may I request Dr. Mausami Shankar ma'am to introduce our guest speaker for today. Over to Mausami Shankar ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Once again, a hearty welcome for all the participants and the guest speakers. So today, our sorry for the delay. Yeah, we have Mrs. Madhuri Elapu, the guest speaker for today's session. She is a scientist grade C with 2 patents and double gold medalist in Bachelor and Master of Technology in Biomedical Engineering with a demonstrated skill in research and development of medical devices. She is also a senior manager of technology commercialization, upskill, peer networking, business to business market access, and supply chain network. Coordinator of India Business Forum South Korea and representative of Salam Institute of Health and Technology in the presidential delegation of Cuba for collaboration in the field of biotechnology in healthcare for R&D, technology transfer, clinical trials, testing certification, and many more. She also served as a senior manager, innovation hub and operations from 2021 to 2022 in Nutri Private Limited, Bangalore, and she is a technical officer in Bio Valley Incubation Council. She is a research fellow in Kalam Institute of Health Technology, Visakhapatnam, Andhra Pradesh. She also worked as a coordinator of KIHP BioCuba Pharma, and she is also a coordinator of KIHP Empowerment in the year 2018 to 2019. She has patents transportable ex vivo dynamic perfusion kidney preservation device, intelligent multifunctional bottle, and she also has many publications adding up to her career. She's very she's very much famous for her training, that is International Fellowship Program on Health Technology, and many more. With this brief introduction, I now request the ma'am, Madhuri ma'am, to deliver her speech.
Thank you. Thank you, Mausami ma'am. And thank you, Mary Anupama ma'am, for giving us this opportunity to meet your students and talk today on this special day, of course, for all you. And very happy Teachers' Day once again to all the faculty who are here. Without you, there's nothing we could ever achieve. So it's a pleasure connecting with you all for this workshop on awareness of nutraceuticals. So as you have my brief introduction, I would like to introduce my colleague, Ms. Shalini, who is the head of Nutrify Today Academy and hosting this session today. And she has done her master's from IGNOU University, and she is also an alumni of your esteemed college. Very happy to share that. And after this brief, I request Ms. Shalini to play a short video of Nutrify Today before starting the session.
Sure, ma'am.
So this is the website we have. So people can take a note of it, where you can have certification courses. It's a capacity building platform that drives industry specific certification in association with the universities. So we have recently launched the certification program for industry-ready bridging courses in nutraceuticals. So what makes these courses completely different is that you get an opportunity to learn from the well-known leaders who have created success, done it well, and move ahead in the evolution chain. So master these classes and case studies, no more theories. Today's topic is nutrigenetics and nutraceuticals, the next wave riding on personalized nutrition. So the topics we are going to cover today are onconutrition, diabetes management, endocrine disorders and metabolic health, obesity, cardiac health, and nephrological health. Our esteemed faculty for this session is the postdoctoral nutritionist, Dr. Eileen Candy. So we'll be looking forward to your participation and becoming a successful asset to the nutraceutical industry. Thank you and happy learning. Shall we please play the video of module 9? Charlie, can you hear us?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, please play the video of module 9.
Just check once, ma'am. I'm just playing the video.
I think the screen is not shared yet.
Can you see the screen now, ma'am?
Yes, it's shared. Yes.
Can you see the whole screen, ma'am?
Yes.
A yellow whole screen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. I'm going to talk about nutrigenetics and nutraceuticals. The next wave riding.
Ma'am, can
I
you check
think
the
the
volume?
audio is not coming.
Shalini ma'am, can you please check the volume?
To nutrients,
Ma'am, the volume is full, ma'am.
nutrient bioavailability and metabolism.
Do you have
It's
earphones?
very faint, actually.
Economic, geographical, and taste perception.
Yeah.
Ma'am, should I share the link with you so that you can play from your side? Can
Ma'am,
that
if
be
I
done?
play it, it will not be seen, ma'am. It will not be seen in the YouTube channel because I'm going through OBS Studio. So it will not be seen by people.
Okay.
Okay, can we do it with mouse me, ma'am? Is it possible?
Mosmi ma'am, is it a YouTube link, ma'am? Like she can.
It's a Vimeo link.
Yes, ma'am. You can just share it, but increase the volume of YouTube channel as well as your system volume, ma'am. Mainly YouTube channel volume, please increase it.
I'm just sharing the link with you, ma'am. Just try it once if you can play from
Ma'am,
your
if
side.
I am sharing it, it will not be seen in the YouTube channel, ma'am. That's why I can't share it.
Ma'am, can you share it with mouse me, ma'am? We'll share the link with you.
Ma'am,
Yes, ma'am.
please share it in the.
Charlie, please share the link. Ma'am can
Yes,
coordinate with mouse me.
Ma'am, have you sent it, ma'am?
No, I'm just checking.
Just you can share the screen and increase the volume, ma'am. That's it. Okay, ma'am.
I have shared it in the chat box, ma'am. Can you just check it once?
Yes, ma'am. Checking 1 second. It's buffering, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Ma'am, share the screen, ma'am. Mosmi, ma'am, share the screen, ma'am.
Ma'am, it's buffering, ma'am.
Geeta? Geeta? BBC student? Okay, you're sharing, ma'am.
Ma'am, can you see the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
It's buffering. Still buffering. Geeta, are you on the call?
Ma'am, please. Geeta,
Yes, ma'am.
Geeta, can you please help with that, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
మ్యామ్ మీరు స్క్రీన్ షేరింగ్ ఆపేయండి. మౌస్మి మ్యామ్.
Ma'am.
మాధురి మ్యామ్, యు ఆర్ ఇన్ మ్యూట్.
I've stopped, ma'am.
Sorry about this technical glitch, people. We are trying to rectify it. Just bear with us for 2 minutes. I think in the meanwhile, we can discuss on your research and project works. Yeah, Geeta Nair is sharing. Thank you, Geeta.
Geeta, did you click on the link in the chat box?
Yeah, she's doing it.
If it's connected to mobile, I think anybody connected with a laptop, can we try? Please go to module 9.
Ma'am, actually, they can directly play the video which has been displayed to them in the starting.
నన్ను
Okay,
ప్లే
okay,
చేసే
great.
గీత, ప్లే చేసి ఫుల్ స్క్రీన్ చేయవా? వాల్యూమ్ వాయిస్ ఇస్ నాట్ కమింగ్. గీత, మీకు వినిపిస్తుందా అమ్మా వాల్యూము? గీత, ఏబుల్ టు హియర్ మా? Geeta, are you
Sharing
able
of
to hear what
audio.
you are sharing? Geeta, are you able to hear what you are sharing?
Ma'am, I can hear, ma'am.
You are able to hear?
Yes,
Keep
ma'am.
yourself in unmute condition and then play, ma. Don't mute yourself.
Okay, ma'am.
Unmute yourself and then play it. Yeah, just play it. Is it happening?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma, can you
Can you see me?
Yeah, we are able to see it, but unable to hear.
1 minute, ma'am.
So, mostly, ma'am, what's your area of specialization?
Geeta?
Ma'am, can you hear it now?
No, ma.
I kept in full volume, ma'am.
No, ma. Unable to hear.
One minute, ma'am. I'll try to bring speak.
Ma'am, previously when Shalini ma'am was playing, little bit of volume was heard. If she can increase the volume, it would be sufficient.
Ma'am, actually, the volume from my end was the highest, ma'am. It was 100%. If you want me to try again, the same thing, I can
Yeah,
just
I
do
think
that
you can
also.
try again because it's not coming through Geeta also.
Okay, ma'am. Just a second.
Geeta, stop sharing, ma.
Yes, ma'am.
Already
Okay,
it is
ma'am.
6:20.
Differences exist even
Yes, it's
amongst
coming.
individuals, and this affects
Share the
our
screen,
food
ma'am, bus.
choices and also the availability.
Okay, ma'am.
Parallelly share
Now,
the screen.
we also know that
Yes, ma'am.
hello everybody.
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
going
Yes, ma'am, it's audible. Please go on.
Yes, ma'am.
Again, you stopped sharing.
Screen sharing is stopped.
Ma'am, you stopped sharing, ma'am, Shalini garu.
to talk about nutrigenetics
Can
and
you see the screen now,
Yes,
ma'am?
ma'am. Yes, yes.
the next wave riding on personalized medicine.
Is it audible, ma'am?
So, genetic guide
Yes,
to a
little bit
good
of volume, if you can.
This is the maximum, ma'am, from my side.
Just play it, ma'am.
Yeah.
Shali, Nutrify today app is presenting, not the video.
hello everybody. I'm going to talk about nutrigenetics and nutraceuticals. The next wave riding on
Yes.
personalized medicine. So, genetic guide to a good nutrition.
Share the video one, ma'am. Share the video window, ma'am.
No, this is the video only, ma'am.
Yeah, it's visible.
Now we have it.
Volume is good.
Hello everybody. I'm going to talk about nutrigenetics and nutraceuticals. The next wave riding on personalized medicine. So, genetic guide to a good nutrition.
Ma'am?
It's buffering, ma'am. Just a second, I'll just check.
Okay.
For personalized nutrition. One is diversity in the human genome that affects the individual's response to nutrients, nutrient bioavailability, and metabolism. Cultural, economic, geographical, and taste perceptions differences exist even amongst individuals, and this affects our food choices and also the availability. Now, we also know that malnutrition, whether it is excess or it is deficiency, by itself, it will affect the gene expression and also the genome stability. This will lead to differences in an individual's physical characteristics during the various life stages. So, the general population based dietary guidelines, that is the RDA, what we call, or the safe upper limits, which are based on different metabolic outcomes, may or may not be. Now, in the study of genetics, it includes the study of hereditary, a biological process by which traits like hair color, height of the individual, and the risk for disease is passed from one generation to the other. And hence, genetic influences how these inherited traits can be different from one individual to another. So, what these traits are? Now, traits is defined as a distinguishing character, like somebody's hair or the texture of the hair, the height, the eye color, etc. These are traits. And the different kinds of traits can be classified as basically inherited and acquired. So, inherited would be physical as well as behavior. Similarly, acquired could be physical as well as behavioral. So traits are passed on from one generation to the other. These are called inherited traits, while this does not happen in an acquired trait. So a physical trait would be passed on from one generation to the other. So let us understand nutrigenetics and nutrigenomics and what is the difference. It is important to know that there is a difference between these two terms, nutrigenetics and nutrigenomics, because although these terms look alike, sound alike, they are closely related, but it's important to understand that they are not interchangeable. So, nutrigenetics refers to the study of how genes influence the way you respond to certain nutrients present in food. So it is how the genes are responding to the nutrients that you eat. Whilst when we say nutrigenomics, it is the study of the diet on the activity of the individual genomes and how it impacts health. So it just means to say in simple terms that what you eat and how you eat, the effect of the diet on the activity of the genes. And that is the difference between nutrigenetics and nutrigenomics. So what we are trying to do is to bridge the gap between nature and nurture. So nutrigenetics is an interplay between nutrition and your own genetics as an individual. Now, what is the example for this? Based on your genetics, you may benefit from more or less of certain vitamins or minerals. It could be folic acid, iron, etc. So what is good for one person's diet may not be good for another. So example, if alcohol consumption, even in a moderation or moderate amount for those who carry a certain genetic variation on a regular use, can increase the risk of Alzheimer's diseases. So nutrigenetics, so nutritional genomics or nutrigenetics is the science that studies the characteristics, gene variants associated with differential responses to specific nutrients, relating this variation to various diseases, and one of it, which is CVD, related to obesity. That might improve the outcome of the specific dietary intervention and represent a new dietary approach to improve health and does reduce obesity and CVD. Nutrigenomics, also known as nutritional genomics, is broadly defined as a relationship between nutrients, diets, and gene expression. Now, there was a launch of the Human Genome Project in 1990s, and subsequent to that, mapping of the human DNA sequences ushered as the era of big science and jump starting in the field of nutrigenomics, that what we are actually seeing it today. Although much of the early hype around nutrigenomics has not yet come into fruition, the field remains nascent and fast moving. So the potential to lay the foundation of truly personalized nutrition approaches tailored to individual. This possesses both ethical as well as regulatory challenges. Now, there is a potential for personal data or misuse of this data. These are questions which have to be answered and are still in a capacity where you have to, appropriately to screen the certain genetic phenotype predisposition, and there is no proven treatments for certain diseases. So there is a broad spectrum stakeholders that must therefore engage with this topic, even with the government, nutritionists, dietitians, and various scientists to find a solution to this. So how does nutrigenomics work? Now, in effect, to affect the genes of the phenotypes, whether it is a physical expression of genetic traits, genes also respond to environmental influences. And of this, nutrition is one of the most important key factor. So the key nutrients to note include those involved in the one carbon cycle, like a folate, choline, B2, B6, B12. Okay, some others could also be vitamin A, which all regulate the expression. So more general dietary patterns, such as diets with the glycemic index or the glycemic loads, have also been associated with the gene expression. So for some example is the association between high GI diets and exaggerated polymorphism of the adenopectin genes, contributing to the insulin resistance and type 2 diabetes. So what you can change, in your gene expression, what you can eat definitely will have an influence on your gene expression. And the nutrients that are present in food enter the metabolic pathway, where they are broken down and modified and converted into the molecules that body can use. So one such pathway is responsible for making, say, the methyl groups, important epigenetic tags that silent genes. Now, nutrients from our food are funneled into a biochemical pathway that extract methyl groups and then attach them to our DNA. So epigenetic tags get passed on to our children and grandchildren. So a mother who's pregnant of the people who are somewhere in between, where some do tolerate or metabolize caffeine and some do not. So caffeine metabolism is also associated with the risk of cardiovascular diseases. This was a study that was published in 2006 in the JAMA, and it also showed that slow metabolizers of caffeine are at an elevated risk of suffering from a heart attack. So if they consume 2 or more cups of coffee, now while those who are fast metabolizers, okay, they actually have a reduced risk of heart attack if they consume at least 1 cup of cafe per day compared to not consuming any coffee. So the subsequent study by an independent group of researchers found that similar findings with hypertension. So people with the AA genotypes, they are fast metabolizers, while those with the AC or the CC are the slow metabolizers. Now, the third example I would suggest is that the genetics of bitter taste. So, in addition to determine how an individual responds to ingested amount of a specific dietary bioactive gene variation, can also influence our food preferences and in digestive behaviors. So, common polymorphism in genes involved in flavor perception may account for differences in food preference and dietary habit. This variability could affect the food choices and may also influence the health status and the risk of chronic disease. So, for example, there are several vegetables that are disliked by many people because they are experiencing a tasting which they taste extremely bitter. Yet, there are many of these vegetables that are rich source of nutrients and therefore that have to be associated with improved health outcomes. So, therefore, you find some people they like and they can eat the bitter while some don't and cannot. So establishing a genetic basis for food likes and dislikes may partially explain that some of the inconsistencies amongst the epidemiology studies related to diet to risk the chronic disease, because the genetic makeup of this group of the individuals could be co-founder of the nutritional exposure in the interest. Additionally, polymorphism strongly associated with the taste perception may potentially be useful as a surrogate marker of dietary exposure in gene disease association studies, where information on the dietary habit is not available. And hence, finally, as an understanding of the genetics of taste perception may lead to the development of realistic, personalized, and public health strategies for providing a dietary advice. Although the PTC genes is not found in nature, the ability to taste it correlates strongly with the ability to taste the other bitter substances that do not occur naturally. So sometimes they could be toxins. So plants that produce a variety of toxic compounds in order to protect themselves from being eaten. So the ability to discern bitter taste evolved as a mechanism to prevent early humans from eating poisonous plants. And now we know why this bitter taste is there. The humans have about 30 genes that code for bitter taste receptors. Each receptors can interact with several compounds, allowing people to taste a wide variety of bitter substances. Now, why do so many people still carry the non-tasting PTC variant? Because some scientists believe that non-tasting PTC can taste another bitter compound, and this scenario could give the greatest selective advantage in heterozygotes and or people who carry one tasting allele and one non-tasting allele. Talking about some of the vitamins. Now, vitamin A, if you look at the left-hand side corner of the presentation, it has a certain set of genes. And we know that the importance of vitamin A in the body, whether it's for vision, for health, for skin, and enhanced immunity. Vitamin A is a source that provides vitamin A in the form of retinol, while some plants source provides the precursors for vitamin A in the form of carotenes, which in turn must be converted into retinol. Now, the people of these certain genetic type need more vitamin A in their diets due to less efficient conversion of carotenoids to retinol. Such people can be advised to have dietary sources like carrots, sweet potatoes, pumpkins, leafy vegetables, parsley, basil, coriander, milk, fish, and bell pepper in their diet. So the genetics of B12. these are the genes that are responsible. Basically, we know that what is B12 involved with the RBC maturation. And any deficiency in B12 could also lead to anemia, especially the pernicious anemia, and also general fatigue. So it helps also in removal of the homocysteine from the cell. So people with certain genetic type need more B12 in their diets due to lower levels in their body. So vitamin B12 rich foods, mostly the non-vegetarian foods, could be encouraged for such people. And people who show persistent deficiency of B12 may rely on supplements or injectables or tablets to enhance their B12 levels. Coming to B6. Now, B6 is also required for proper utilization of various sugars, fats, proteins in the body, and it protects the cells against the glycation, especially the glycation-induced damages. And people with this certain kind of vitamin, they require to metabolize this vitamin, leading to low levels of B12. They are advised foods like rich in nuts and seeds and some non-vegetarian foods. Most important, the MTHFR. Now, a lot of study has been done on this one particular gene because the B9 or the folate plays a very important role in the DNA synthesis and repair. It is also essential for the conversion of the homocysteine to methionine, and excess accumulation of homocysteine can be harmful. So people with certain genetic type, they need more B9 than the others, and therefore their diets have to be higher in folate compared to some other people. So inefficient enzymatic conversion of homocysteine to methionine occurs in some people with a genetic variation. They, of course, are advised B9 rich foods, which would include citrus fruit, dark fruits and vegetables, grapefruit, strawberries, beans, lentils, avocados, okra, celery, and all these sources are good sources of B12 in B9 in the diet. So genes of vitamin C, which is a known one, is that it is a water soluble vitamin, so the requirement of it is on a daily basis. It's an antioxidant, and it helps in immunity. We have all seen that people who have this type of genetic predisposition, they need more vitamin C than the others, because they have, if you check their serum levels, they have lower levels in their body, and therefore they are advised to have vitamin rich seafoods such as coriander, drumstick, capsicum, guava, oranges, lime, amla, etc. Then is the vitamin D is essential for the absorption of calcium in the intestine and also for enhanced immunity. So our body can synthesize sufficient vitamin D from cholesterol when the skin is exposed to adequate amount of sunlight or UV rays. So people with certain genetic type need more vitamin D in their diets due to inefficient synthesis in our body. Calcium and calcium-rich foods are encouraged, and vitamin D, if it's insufficient in their blood, they are asked to take supplements either in forms of tablets or in form of an injectable. Coming to vitamin E status, which we know that vitamin E is also an antioxidant. So vitamin E defends our body with the free radical damage and protects us from various oxidation, especially from the PUFA. People of certain genetic types, they do need more vitamin E in their diets due to inefficient transport and lower plasma level of vitamin E. Vitamin E rich foods such as wheat germ oil, spinach, avocado, certain nuts are encouraged. Then comes to your vitamin K, which also plays an important role. Now we know vitamin K has got a link with the blood clotting, and therefore it prevents the excessive bleeding. Some people, they require an enhanced requirement of vitamin K. If you see the genes at the side, they will tell you that vitamin A supplementation for these people have to be increased, and also they have to have vitamin K rich foods, which are like leafy vegetables, Brussels sprouts, onions, tomatoes, etc. Now, calcium. Calcium is the most abundant mineral essential for maintaining the strength and structure of the bones and teeth. Certain metabolic function, higher or lower levels can have important consequences for health. People of certain genetic types tend to have a higher serum calcium levels and can restrict their calcium intake. So there are different RDAs given for calcium intake. Based on the RDA values, the person needs to take that much amount of calcium and do not exceed the upper limit. Choline, MTHFD1 is the gene that is involved, especially it plays a very important role in macronutrient metabolism in the liver, nerve function, brain function, and muscle. Now, people with this variant in the PEMT gene and the other genes are likely to express adverse health consequences when they are fed with a low choline diet. Hence, supplementation is recommended for such individuals. Choline-rich foods include eggs, liver, meat, etc. But choline supplements are also available. Similarly, for copper, which is necessary for the absorption of many other nutrients, a copper-rich diet is advised. Iron. Now, when we talk about iron, the first thing that comes to our mind is anemia. Remember, in our previous slides, we have also seen that B12. So when you look at somebody's genetic report, you may have to correlate your iron, your folic acid, and your B12 and see whether it coincides with the anemia, with the hemoglobin of the client or of your patient. So this is what I was trying to say is in the beginning of my lecture, that it is not only the genetic report, but you have to see it as a holistic report where you have to coincide your genetic report with your blood parameters, with the dietary factors, and with the other aspects to get a wholesome and a proper nutrition, dietary personalized nutrition advice to your patients. Coming to magnesium, it is a similar function, phosphate, zinc, and selenium. These are all basically immune related antioxidants, and they are important for the immune health of the person, and hence these genes play a very important role. Dietary sources of these are important to be included in the diet of these people. Similarly for antioxidants. Now I'll give you a small example of a patient who, so that you can correlate the genetic report along with the other biochemical reports, as well as the lifestyle of the person, the physical activity of the person, and the other this thing, and then you give a holistic nutrition plan for this patient. So if a patient who is of a upper middle class, a non-vegetarian, if this is a height and a weight, and her BMI was very high, 56.4, it means that she was morbidly obese, and she is a person who is a candidate for a personalized nutrition. And what has happened to her is that she had undergone her bariatric surgery, and after her bariatric surgery she lost her weight and her BMI came to 30. Now when she came to me for a diet plan to get it personalized so that she does not go back to her high BMI of 50 plus, and she wanted to maintain her BMI from 30 to 25, but she wanted to maintain this BMI. Hence, we did her. Now we don't only do a genetic test for her, we also do a impedance body composition test, where we find out what is her percentage of fat in various parts of her body, whether it's the arm, trunk, legs, subcutaneous fat, skeletal muscles, everything we come to know what was it. And according to the pathophysiology, we try to estimate and see what are the factors that influence her obesity, whether it's the adipocytes, whether it is cytokine release, whether it is the insulin resistance, whether it is the enzymes that are released, CCK enzymes, glucagon, peptide, ghrelin, whether there's an increased oxidative stress due to the excessive fat, whether her appetite is good or not good. And there are many other factors that would lead to her obesity. So what we try to do is take a holistic approach. Now, in holistic approach, the first and foremost step that is done is doing the identification of the problem. So what is the problem? The problem is that we have to conduct various, first of all, understand her lifestyle, conduct various tests, and see what is her nutrition goal. Her nutrition goal is to maintain her BMI, what she has reached. And therefore, we need to do the second part is counseling her to adhere to the diet plan and to the exercise plan. We also give her a diet therapy in terms of what she can eat, and also advise her on her exercise regime. Maybe you would need to refer her to a physiotherapist for the same. Now, if you looked at her genetic report, we found that she was predisposed to a increased requirement for B12 because she had a tendency to have a deficiency of B12. She also had a tendency of deficiency of vitamin E, vitamin K, and vitamin D. Now, if you look at the test at the side, that is the gene test that is done, and those are the food sources which we are going to advise her. Similarly, with calcium, choline. Now, remember, we spoke about choline being an important factor in the metabolism. So we would definitely advise her to give a higher choline-rich foods. Also, it also advise her various other micronutrients. Since she would be a slow metabolizer of caffeine, you would advise her not to consume more than 100 mg of caffeine per day. You would also advise her exercise regimes based on her power and endurance, whether CVD, strength training, flexibility. If she needs supplements, because you know that certain vitamins and minerals she requires more than the others, like vitamin D, calcium, iron, you would prescribe accordingly. Thank you very much for patient hearing.
So, participants, we are so sorry. We have to stop the video in the middle because of time constraints. But anybody who is interested in learning more on this topic, please reach out to us. My contact details are with Mary Anupama ma'am. Please reach out to us and we can give you the access to this video so you can learn this topic completely. So this topic is part of the Nutraceuticals for Nutritionists and Dietitians course. It has over 12 modules. So the list of the modules will also be shared with you. So anybody interested to learn more, please reach out to us. And there's a questionnaire form which is submitted to Mary ma'am, which will be shared with you. Please fill in the form and share with us. And the certificate. So any questions from the audience? So the link for the questionnaire is put in the chat box. You may directly open it and load it, submit it. The link will be active till 10 a.m. tomorrow. So only for the forms that are received before that will process and the certificate will be generated.
Yes, once again, please. This is just a certificate from Nutrify today, not from us. Okay?
Yes.
So that's why I told I'll share later, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. So it's in the chat box, that's all.
Okay, ma'am. So all the participants are requested to stay back. So any queries?
So hope the session is insightful. Any questions from the audience, please?
Can you just summarize it for us?
Okay. So the Dr. Eileen Candy, she was talking about. One second. So she was talking, but we haven't completed on nutragenetics and nutraceuticals. The oncology, nutrition, diabetes management, from person to person, how the genetics will describe how your body accepts different nutrition that you take on. Like the case study which she has presented. It's not that everybody is eating too much, so they are obese, or they're eating less, they're thin. It all depends on your genetic composition and your metabolic rate, and foods to be supplemented accordingly. So we haven't completed the remaining topics, which were very interesting. So yes, I would recommend the participants to connect with us to read more on this topic. And any questions, we would get it clarified from the subject matter experts. So you can just raise your hand or post in the chat box. We'll make a note of it and we'll get back to you.
Ma'am, yes,
Contact Madhuri ma'am, if you can
there
share
are
your contact.
undergraduate students, ma'am.
Shali, can you please share my contact on screen? So I'll even put in the
Yes,
chat
ma'am.
box. Just put in the chat box too. So
Yes,
our
ma'am.
I'll mail you, madam,
Nutrify
regarding
today,
this.
it is a startup. We are located in Bangalore, but we work from different parts of the world. We are a network of 18,000 for upskill, networking, and everything related to nutraceuticals. So if you have an idea or any product or technology with you, you want to commercialize it, we will help you to bring it to the market in less than 6 months. So traditionally, you'll be wondering what, so I have an idea, how would I bring this to the market? Or what are the regulations I have to adhere to if I have to bring this product? So where is the manufacturing facility available? How are the steady source of raw materials supplied to me? How is the distribution network established? So all these topics are covered. So if you are a research professional, you do not want to go into the hassle of manufacturing. We have a portal for technology transfer where we take your product and submit to our network professionals. And when they like it, we arrange a meeting directly so you can sell your technology to the right partner. And you can gain income either one time exclusive or non exclusive, where royalty will be given to you throughout your life. So different modes are possible. Any product, idea, or technology, if you want to publish, we have a newsletter where you can publish your work, or the app, which the link will be shared. In the app, there's a blog where you can write your ideas and directly connect with people like the CEO of Nestle or the OTC marketing head of Himalaya. All these people are directly available for you to meet through our app. So I request any participant who are interested to meet the industry people, share their ideas of research. Please go to our website and just connect with people. So
Ma'am, will you be
anything,
providing,
yeah.
ma'am, will you be providing any internship to the students, undergraduate
Yes,
students?
we do provide internships. So for every institution, we shortlist 50 participants, and we have many companies in our client list. So we offer online internships and offline internships also. So last month we had 360 people who were selected and given offers at different companies. So whoever is the best performer, they will be absorbed into the company after the internship. So for any online, offline internships also, please write to us. We do provide them. And it's a paid internship, not free, of course. So we'll be providing you stipend during the period of your service. It can range from as little as 15 days to 6 months. In some exceptional cases, even 1 year we extend to.
Okay. Thank you.
And
Please
this is
share
a
your mail
Nutrify
ID,
Today
madam. I'll write
website.
you a mail.
Yes, definitely. Shali, please put in the chat box my contact details. And yeah, that's my contact information, my mail ID and phone number.
Ma'am,
Yes,
can
You
you
can
please post
directly,
this in the chat box? Not like this, because we
yes,
have to move on with the next session also. If it is posted in the
okay.
chat box, people will be able to
Yeah,
take
yeah,
it.
sure.
One of
So
you
we
can.
have a website link also, which will be put in the chat box.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
go through that. 6 courses are available for you to learn. Anybody interested, reach out to us, we'll give you the access.
Yes, please put all the details in the chat box, ma'am, so that
Sure,
people
ma'am.
will be having it. Any
Yes,
more
yes,
doubts from
will
the
do.
audience about the topic? Any doubts from the audience? Ma'am, I don't think people have any doubts now, because this is a high-end topic where you are talking about the genes which influence the metabolism, and based upon the metabolic rate of each of the individual, that is the expression of genes, we have to change our nutritional intake. So it's little high as compared to the other 3 days, other 4 days which we had. So if anyone,
No, but yeah, we haven't completed the session, ma'am. That would have been much
like we
impactful.
are running delay, ma'am. Actually, we are not given so much time, like 45 minutes for each session. And we have to
Okay,
move on with the
understand.
valedictory because it's a teacher's day. Every teacher is right now a little busy. So please share your details in the chat box. May I request again Shalini ma'am to please post in the chat box. Kindly
Yeah,
post in the
sure,
chat
ma'am.
box. Thank you so much Madhuri ma'am and Shalini ma'am for sparing your valuable time and talking to our participants. So let us move ahead. Harni ma'am. Harni ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'm here.
Very good evening ma'am.
Good evening, madam. Good evening, ma'am.
Very good evening ma'am. So very good evening one and all. It's very good evening one and all. We are here with the last thing of our nutritional webinar. 5 days are going to come to an end within 20 minutes from now or just 30 minutes from now. So thank you all for staying back all these days. So let us start the valedictory program of this nutritional webinar 2K22. And we have Dr. E. Harini ma'am, who is the head of the Department of Zoology, St. Joseph's College for Women, as the chief guest for today's program. May I now request Dr. Mausmi Shankar ma'am to introduce our chief guest and the resource speaker for the valedictory program, Dr. Harini ma'am. Over to Mausmi Shankar ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Once again, a very good evening to one and all. It's my pleasure to introduce Dr. Harini ma'am, the HOD of Zoology Department, St. Joseph's College of Visakhapatnam Autonomous. Ma'am has completed her MSc Zoology from Andhra University, and she is the best outgoing student in parasitology. Professor Kona Hanumantarao Shashabdipurti Award recipient in MSc Zoology and with 6th rank. She has completed her PhD on the topic DNA barcoding of commercially important marine species of Visakhapatnam Coast, Andhra Pradesh, India. And she is the head of the Department of Zoology from 2014 till date. She is the chairperson, BOS Department of Zoology. She is a member of IQAC and also member of the Academic Council of the St. Joseph's College of Women. NSS Program Officer for Unit 3 from 2014 to 2017. Nodal Officer for State AIDS Awareness Program from 2004 to 7. She is a member of the Student Welfare Committee, Staff Advisor for the Student Council, Biology Association, Mentor, Value Development Course Instructor, and also paper setting evaluator for many colleges. She has more than 10 national and international publications to her assets, and she has done vast number of certifications and training programs. She has also organized many webinars, national level workshop in the college. With this very crisp and brief introduction, I welcome you, ma'am, to take over the session. Ma'am, please.
Thank you, Maushmi, for the beautiful introduction. Good evening to all the dignitaries, faculties of various colleges, colleagues, and my dear students. Good evening to you all. As introduced, I'm Dr. Harini, head of the Department of Zoology, St. Joseph's College for Women Autonomous, Visakhapatnam. Firstly, I would like to congratulate the Department of Biochemistry for conducting this international nutritional webinar. My best wishes to Dr. Mary Anupama Madam and Dr. Maushmi Madam on the occasion of conducting all these series of nutrition lectures. So thank you very much. And so my presentation is on the health benefits of eating fish. So I'll just share my presentation. Is it clear, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am, you're sharing.
Yeah. So today I would like to speak
full screen, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. I'll speak on the health benefits of eating fish. The first question is, why should we eat fish? So for that, fish provides nearly 3.3 billion people with 20% of the average intake of protein. And fish provides all the essential nutrients, vitamins, and minerals. Fish is a source of many vital ingredients like proteins, carbohydrates, minerals.
Ma'am, are you scrolling your slides?
Yes, ma'am. I changed.
Go full screen, ma'am. It's not full screen.
It's already full screen, ma'am. Just a minute.
No, not for us.
Now, ma'am.
No,
Now can you see the slide,
no,
ma'am? Why
ma'am.
should we eat fish?
No, ma'am. Yes,
No.
ma'am, but it's not full screen.
Madhuri ma'am, can you?
Percent.
Yes, ma'am, it's 100% only, ma'am.
Okay, okay. లేదు ma'am.
ఇప్పుడు ma'am, just see now.
లేదు లేదు. It's hiding. Can you stop and again reshare?
Yeah, yeah. I'll share it again, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Top slide share.
Okay, ma'am, now?
You're sharing, ma'am.
Yes, I'm sharing now, so it's visible. I'll move on to the next slide. Just see, ma'am, if the slide is changed or not.
Yes, ma'am. You're going down.
Yes, ma'am. So now is it visible?
Yes, ma'am. అంటే స్లైడ్ షో లేదు మ్యామ్. స్లైడ్ షో చేస్తారా?
Slide show cheste, I think, I mean, whenever I'm changing the slide, I don't think, the slide is changing now.
Okay, ma'am.
Now, ma'am?
Now
Is it
it's
full
changing.
slide?
It's changing. Please go on.
Changing. Okay. Okay, I'll go on. If there's anywhere, if I've stopped, please do let me know, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So fish is a source of many vital ingredients like proteins, carbohydrates, minerals, vitamins, peptides, lipids, and many essential fatty acids. And the value of fish protein is as high as meat protein, and fish provides more than 40 essential nutrients and minerals. And fish is probably the most affordable source to provide almost most of the nutrients. And fish has health benefits with its high protein, low fat content. And in particular, the white-fleshed fish is lower in fat than any other source of animal protein. And the oily fish are those which are high in omega-3 fatty acids. Since the human body must supply these essential nutrients, fish are an important part of the diet. So let me tell you about the importance of fish proteins. Fish proteins are highly digestible compared to the other terrestrial animal and plant proteins. And the protein in the oily and the white fish breaks down on digestion into polypeptides
Ma'am,
and
go
amino.
next slide, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, I changed my slide, ma'am. Okay, just a minute.
Yes, ma'am. You have changed.
Yes, I think I'll have to minimize and then change. Okay. Okay, now I'm on full screen, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, the protein in this oily and white fish breaks down on digestion, and many of these compounds have bioactive properties. And in the world as a whole, protein energy malnutrition is fairly common in both children and adults, and it is associated with the death of nearly about 6 million children each year. So this protein deficiency has been shown to have adverse effects on the immune system, resulting in higher risk of infections. In infants and young children, it has been shown to have harmful effects on the brain, and it may have long-term effects on the brain function. Now, this is a slide showing the states which consume most fish, or the states that eat most fish. And here you can see that Indians on an average consume just 6.56 kg of fish in a year. And if you look at this list, you can see here Andhra Pradesh at 8.07. And if you see that the northern states of Sikkim, Rajasthan, Uttarakhand, Ladakh, these are the states which do not consume fish at all, or rather it is negligible and very less. So the per capita consumption, this is the statistics according to 2019 and 20. So if we look at, just a minute. Okay, if you look at the proximate composition of fish, the fish is made up of water 65 to 90%, proteins 15 to 10%, 20%, fat 1 to 20%, and ash, which comprises or which represents the minerals at 0.5 to 5%. Let us look at the nutritional composition of fish. Fishes are a good source of proteins and minerals. They are rich in vitamins A, D, E, and B. And fish is a low-fat, high-quality protein. And vitamins such as vitamin D and vitamin B2. Fish is rich in calcium, phosphorus, and also a great source of minerals such as iron, zinc, iodine, magnesium, and potassium. Fish is filled with omega-3 fatty acids, and two omega-3 fatty acids are found, that is EPA, which is eicosapentaenoic acid, and DHA, docosahexaenoic acid. So let us look at the nutritional benefits of these. Here, I'm sharing the next slide. Fish protein, which says that fish protein is unique. In what way is fish protein unique? Because the value of fish protein is very high. It is most affordable protein. These are highly digestible compared to the others, and it is better than meat protein, although it is slightly inferior to milk and egg protein, but it has a stable composition of all the essential amino acids, and it also has an excess of lysine, which is very important if we take into account the fact that this is not found in other cereals and plant material. If we look at the biological value is defined as the proportion of the absorbed protein from a food which becomes incorporated into the proteins, and the biological value of fish protein is very high, which is at around 80. The protein efficiency ratio is also high. Protein efficiency ratio is defined as one of the most popular methods for quantifying the nutritional value of protein. It's an expression which relates the gram of weight gained to the gram of crude protein consumed. When we look at the net protein utilization, the net protein utilization of fish protein is 83, and for red meat it is only 80, for egg it is around 100. And this net protein utilization is the ratio of amino acids used to synthesize proteins in human body to the amount of the amino acids consumed. So the other nutritional aspects of the amino acids in fish. Fish protein, as we have been saying, is rich in all the essential amino acids and functional groups. The functional amino acids, which we call them as the FAA, are those amino acids that participate in or they regulate the key metabolic pathways to improve our health, survival, growth, development, lactation, and reproduction of the organisms. These functional amino acids play great roles in preventing and treatment of metabolic diseases, maintaining health and performance ability. Here are a list of some of the amino acids: arginine, cysteine, leucine, methionine, tryptophan, tyrosine, aspartate, glutamic acid, glycine, and etc. And all these have been classified as functional amino acids. Let us look at the health benefits of these fish amino acids. The first one, which is histidine. In addition to protein building, it's a precursor to histamine. It has an anti-inflammatory role and helps to ease joint pains and stiffness, and also has antifungal functions. Leucine helps increase the muscle mass and helps muscle recovery after exercises. It regulates the blood sugar levels, and it also supplies the body with the energy. Leucine is also used clinically to help the body heal, and it also affects brain functions. Isoleucine is another FAA or a functional amino acid, which is found in lots of fish protein. It is particularly recommended for professional athletics, bodybuilders, as the primary function of isoleucine in the body is to boost up the energy levels and to assist the body in recovering from strenuous physical activity. It is also important in hemoglobin synthesis. Methionine is also used for increasing the acidity of urine, treating liver disorders, improving wound healing, treating depression, alcoholism, allergies, asthma, copper poisoning, side effects of radiation, schizophrenia, drug withdrawal, and Parkinson's disease. As we move on to the other functional amino acids, threonine aids in the synthesis of glycine and serine that helps in the production of collagen, elastin, and muscle tissue. It supports the cardiovascular, liver, central nervous, immune system functions, the growth of the thymus, and helps in maintaining strong bone and tooth. It helps in wound healing and also reduces accumulation of fat in the liver. It's also useful for treating the Lou Gehrig's disease, and research shows that the symptoms of multiple sclerosis and other disease that affects the nerve and muscle are elevated with the threonine treatment. Tyrosine is another functional amino acid which is used for the treatment of a genetic disorder known as phenylketonuria. And tyrosine supplements can also help suppress appetite, promote weight loss, increase mental alertness, improve memory, and enhance athletic performance and boost up the energy levels in the body. The next one is phenylalanine L9. It promotes the balanced neural and cognitive function and also plays a role in regulating your mood. It may help reduce mild pain symptoms, joint discomfort, and even out skin tone. Tryptophan has gained recognition as an important remedy in orthomolecular medicine and is an important natural mood lifting substance. And it gets converted into serotonin, the happy hormone, which keeps us happy and stress free. The targeted supplements containing this essential amino acid can also encourage weight loss and help overcome sleep disorders. Valine is associated with muscle metabolism, tissue repair, mental vigor, muscle coordination, and calm emotion. So we have discussed in length about the health benefits of amino acids. And this fish protein, which is rich in lysine and methionine, which are the limiting amino acids in vegetable protein. Fish is the richest source of taurine and amino acid essential for proper functioning of the circular and the neural system. Let us look at the fish fat, which is another important component. Fish is mostly liquid, that is fish oil, which is being prepared from the body, the muscle, and also from the livers, because it contains a relatively low percentage of saturated fatty acids. Fish belongs to a special nutritional class because they contain the omega-3 polyunsaturated fatty acids, which are made up of eicosapentaenoic acid and docosahexaenoic acid, which have been shown to protect or prevent from many kinds of cardiovascular diseases. Oily fish has been linked to many health benefits and can be enjoyed as a part of a balanced diet. From a nutritional point of view, oily fish is a good source of protein and omega-3 fatty acids. The marine fishes are the richest source of omega-3 fatty acids, and fishes cannot synthesize these fatty acids. They obtain them from the food they consume, from the algae and the planktons. The primary source of DHA and EPA are the fatty fish and the fish oils from the tissues and the muscles of such fishes. DHA is a vital component of the phospholipids in the cell membranes throughout the body, but particularly abundant in the brain, retina, and sperms. The fluidity of cell membranes is associated with DHA and aids in facilitating cell functions. Omega-3 fatty acids, in particular DHA and EPA from the fish and fish oil, are essential for the development, for human development and prevention of many human disorders. Let us look at the role of EPA and DPA. EPA has anti-inflammatory effects, helps in the treatment of rheumatoid arthritis, swelling, reduces the level of bad cholesterol, treats cardiovascular diseases, increases the level of good cholesterol. It lowers the BP, supports circulation, and reduces thrombosis. DHA, it helps in brain development, learning efficiency, and vision development in infants. EPA and DHA, and DHA is also very useful for expectant mothers or lactating mothers, where it helps in improving the brain development of the children. When we look at EPA and DHA, they help in the treatment of, or they treat osteoporosis, reduces joint pains and morning stiffness in adults or older people, helps in the treatment of Alzheimer's syndrome, diabetes, dementia, and cancer. They reduce depression and improve mental health and improve the skin texture. Eating about 2 servings of fish in a week is beneficial for health. And these 2 servings of fish provide nearly 2 grams of omega-3 fatty acids. According to the American Heart Association, it recommends a minimum consumption, which are all value-added products, which I'll just show you in the end. And the recommended adult intake is around 250 milligrams of EPA, and the recommended amount is 150 milligrams of DHA. The fish capsules, what we get outside, these fish capsules have a common amount of omega-3 fatty acids, which is about 180 milligrams of EP powder, which is taken from the local nutritious species, can be added to snacks for children and help tackle malnutrition. Where India is a home to a third of the world's malnourished children, the government has launched the Poshan Abhiyan with fixed goals to undernutrition by 6% in 3 years at the rate of 2% a year, and anemia among children, adolescent girls, and women up to 49 years of age by 9% at the rate of 3% a year. To tackle malnutrition, the Poshan Abhiyan focuses on the first 1,000 days of a child, which includes 9 months of pregnancy, 6 months of exclusive breastfeeding, and then the period from 6 months to 2 years. Now, omega-3 fatty acids are found in every kind of fish, but a high amount are found in usually sardines, mackerel, salmons, trouts, tunas, and oysters. Here, showing the health benefits of omega-3 fatty acids. And the next slide, let us look at the benefits of fish rate of age-related brain issues. Consumption of fish improves vision in old age, helps in slowing osteoporosis and promotes osteoblastogenesis, and helps increase bone density. Eating fishes will improve vision and eye health. Age-related macular degeneration is a primary source of vision impairment and blindness that commonly affects the adults. Some of the research work has revealed that omega-3 fatty acids eat fish and sleep better. As we know, fish is a good source of vitamin D. It will also help you to sleep better. So here is a slide which is showing the EP and DHA content in different marine species. If you look here, the oil sardines, they have a DHA content of 940 and EP of 530. The skipjack tuna and Visakhapatnam coast is a hub for the tunas. We have a large variety of tunas. So these tunas, which are called as red meat, they have high amount of DP at 240 and EP at 105. The Indian mackerel, the DHA content is 955 and EPA 420. In the Hilsa shad, we have DHA at 930 and EPA 310. Oysters have DHA at 380 and EPA 377. And on a comparative note, if you look at the shrimps, in the shrimps, the DHA amount is slightly less at 85, which are usually found off the west coast, mostly of the west coast of India. And these are oily fishes packed with healthy fats, which can improve endurance, aid in exercise recovery, and also improve skin health. The sardines, which are found mostly in our east coast of India, mostly found in Visakhapatnam, and sardines are very rarely consumed in fresh condition, and most of them are dried or they are canned. And these sardines are an excellent source of calcium, vitamin D, potassium, magnesium, zinc, and iron. In addition, sardines are also packed with proteins, which is essential for building healthy bones and maintaining muscle mass. Tuna is rich in potassium, which can help lower blood pressure. In addition, the omega-3 fatty acids present in tuna can help the risk of immune system. Fish is also an abundant source. Since the first slide I've shown you is why should we eat fish. So these are all the reasons why we have to eat fish. So now fish is an abundant source of vitamins, which has vitamin A, B, D, and E. Vitamin B and the B complex plays an important role in keeping our bodies running like well-oiled machines. So these essential nutrients help convert our food into fuel, allowing us to stay energized throughout the day. Vitamin A is also provided by fish, which is needed for a healthy immune system, important for normal vision also. Vitamin D, which helps absorb calcium and keeps the bones strong and healthy, and is important in the immune system, brain, and the nervous system, regulates the insulin levels, and aids diabetes management, supports lung function and cardiovascular health, influences the expression of genes involved in cancer development. Vitamin E, a powerful antioxidant, protecting a cell from damaging effects. So fish is an abundant source of all these vitamins. Fish also has a broad spectrum of macro and micro elements or minerals, which we have said is the ash content in the fish. And the presence of these minerals, in addition to the protein, lipid, and other things, makes it an important diet for human beings. Magnesium plays important roles in the structure and function of the human body, regulates our blood sugar and blood pressure. Iron is a key element in the metabolism of almost all living organisms, and it participates in the red cell formation and is required for a number of vital functions, including growth and healing. The other fish minerals, phosphorus, is an essential mineral that is required by every cell in the body for normal function. It functions as a constant of bones and teeth, ATP, phosphorylated metabolic intermediates, and nucleic acids. Zinc plays an important role in growth and development, the immune response, neurological function, and reproduction. And numerous aspects of cellular metabolism are zinc dependent. So if you look at the slide, it shows the utility, or we can say that fish is superfood. If you look here, you can say that it enhances